Okay. As you guys know, this week is going to be the start of the first of the month, or first trading day of the month, or June 3rd. We started the 5K runner. Few reasons why it's the 5K runner. One, I've been running a lot. D, as you guys know, aka DeRoche, basically said I should run and trade. So I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. I'm always on the go. I'm always trading. But also another thing with the 5K runner, 5K is my cushion. And by cushion, it is the only amount that I can do amazing with. I've had the best results with, whether it was 10K, 4K, 3K, 5K is like a resistance point in my past that was the hardest to hit. And then once I achieved or surpassed that, it was just uphill from there. So I like 5K because I know exactly how to split it up. Similar with playing with $500. But with $500, you would have to play basically in the money with each trade. And how I would split this up would be, I would go heavy with 2K to 3K, but it would be in the money, very safe, but I won't hold as long as I usually would. It would be swing trades, and it would be intraday trades or day trades. If I am up 50%, I am going to take that profit. If I'm up 100%, I am going to take that profit. And I'm always going to leave at least one on the table just so I feel that I didn't miss the rest of the run, or I won't feel bad about it. So with this week, and as we know from last week was a short week. I hate short weeks. I mean, it's a hit or miss when we have short weeks because funds are not really all there. Like Memorial Day, no trade. It was a non-trading day. Tuesday we come back, it was very sluggish. It was very slow. Friday got very intense. End of day. So this week, our focus is going to be BYND, ANTM, GRUB, CTSH, PEP, YUM, BURL. MET is definitely still going to be in the game. PRU has to be in the game because if MET is in the game, PRU has to be in the game. They're both insurances. NVS, because that one has been very strong. So let's get started. First off, we're going to do it BYND. Why is because I'm noticing a lot with this one, how it trades is very interesting, even though it hasn't been out for that long. Came out last month. How it trades. I don't know what the pattern is yet, but it basically trades off of fibs. And it's like basically to the T when it's trading off of the fibs. And that's how I traded it Friday. How I got that move, I didn't even think it would extend that. I didn't think it would extend that much, but it extended. My target is 115 to 120, short term. Long term, as I posted on Twitter, I'm looking at 133 to 171. 133.71, sorry. Before any actual major pullbacks. This can run for weeks. It's gonna have probably like a lot of inside weeks. The range is gonna basically slow down. But this one is it's a very aggressive one. I like the idea about the company. I don't really look much into all the companies. I just know what I use, what I like. I eat very clean, so I'm for it. This is a 4-hour chart. It's very constructive. We have a nice little flag here. They closed it basically near the all-time highs, which is also resistance. I have a high of 105.25 and a gray bar resistance of 105.22. So, and the close Friday was 103.94. Any open above or below, even if it opens above 102, if it opens below 102, I will look at weeklies. I will look at a $5 range. So if it's opening at 102, I would take the 107s. If it opens even lower than that, let's say it opens around 101 or even under 100, I think that would be a gift. And then I'll go long from there. But as long as that 98.50 holds, it should be definitely, it should definitely be good for a long. I like it. But this one, we definitely gonna trail it. I like the fact that it has weeklies. I love weeklies. Weeklies are very good. Next up, we have GRUB. GRUB is also very constructive. We have a nice falling wedge on the weekly, daily, monthly. Let's start with the bigger time frame, which will be the monthly. It's been in a nice downtrend lately. Needs to get back over that 73.93, which is also the 30 SMA, or as it shows here, 74.52, but that is subject to change. It's currently in range between 73.93 and 59.92. Last month's range was 13 points or 13 and a half points. The month before that was about the same, a little bit over by a point. Month before that was a big drawdown, like 17 points. I like the action this Friday. Even on any pullback, it was holding well. We played the 65 calls as a lotto. I wasn't looking for no big move for Friday, but it held very well. Nice candle combo happening on the 4-hour. For this trend, for this downtrend or this wedge to become bullish, we needed at least above 66.90 or 68.55 to confirm that the trend is basically bottomed for now. So what I'm actually looking at this week as a lotto, possibly take it midday Monday. Actually, I would prefer a lotto on a red day. That's where you get the best. That's where you get the best benefit for a premium. So I would look at the 70 calls. I saw somebody take 91 contracts of the 72.50 calls. So I'm not sure what they're looking for or what's happening this week. But GRUB hasn't had the attention it had in a while. But I like this one a lot. As you can see over here, there's this long candle. What's the low here? The low here is 66.62. And there's also a low here, 66.64. So we're going to use these two lows here as our resistance level. That actually also is another way to confirm that this was basically a double bottom here. It bounced, but everything came back down, failed, couldn't get back over 73.93, came back down, below double bars, tested almost gray bar here. Now we got to see how long until we get back above 66.90 to 66.85. So in this one, I would play the 65 calls in the money. And if they have increments of 50 cents or the 66.50s would also be good for a lotto. I haven't checked that yet, but I have the 69s on radar and the 70s. These are actually with time. So I have 614 and I have 621 for GRUB. So the 70 calls, I like them at $1. Nice little volume. The 69 calls for the 14th, I like them as well, under $1. Another one that was standing out to me a lot, and I guess they were doing a lot of testing on the upside this past Friday, was ANTM. Nice megaphone. Target 310 with time. Maybe October. I like this one a lot. Very constructive bull flag. You can see two bull flags in this one. You have this bull flag, gap up. Then we have another bull flag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this range, line it up with this one here. Let me activate that. Let's bring it over here. That's where it started. Let's remove this one. They had it over, basically almost hit 280 Friday. Those 280 calls did amazing. I just watched them. That's why it was a pretty sick move. Not much resistance, but this 278, this 278.52 is very, very important, as you guys can see. If they can get us back down, I mean, I don't know if they're gonna try to get us back down on 30 SMA, but if we can get us right back down to it one more time, there's a good chance to go long. So let's say we open Monday around 272. I'm long without question 275 calls. Why? I mean, the risk reward there is amazing. If you look at here, how it gapped down at a 6-point range in the first 4 hours of the day. But this level is going to be very important, 278.52. Also resistance. Also a breakdown level here too. And for ANTM, I have 280-250 calls on watch for this week, 280 calls on watch, and 275 calls on watch. The further out you go, the less size you go in. The more deep in the money you go, the bigger the size you can afford to. Why? Because you're not getting much of a premium burn than you would without the money. But this is what we're watching this week, guys. ANTM is on my top list, unless things change going into Monday. Nice ascending triangle too. It's going to be very interesting tomorrow. I'm very excited. I'm very hyped. This is going to be very good. We have the target of 290 upon breakout. 285 calls would also be a great lotto. Let me actually change that here. Let me add those in here too. Most of you would say, oh, those are expensive. You can wait till the premium burns out, or you can just get you a quick scalp in. Usually with anything over $1 or $2, I'll buy like 10 contracts and I'll take that 50% quick. That's why I like big board stocks. Large caps are the best. Next up, we have BURL, another one. They did good on their earnings, but they retraced. But they actually still held very well. I like this candle combo here. Looking at 160 calls. Let me actually add that to the list. Add that right now. $160 is actually pretty cheap. The goal is to actually see if we can get those under $1 by Monday. So a slight pullback, possibly to 154.31 would be nice. But then a nice hammer off of that. Above 158.04 or the 30 SMA on a 4-hour. We are out of the downtrend because currently the 30 SMA is the resistance. 14 is actually holding as a support. So anything above this line becomes bullish. And if the 160 do hit, then we'll look at 2 to 3 weeks time for the 170s, to the 10 points. See here, they did well on earnings, gapped up, came back down. So this should actually be great. I like the risk reward here. So target with this one, we're looking at an inverse head and shoulders forming. Check this out. So we have, and I want you guys to tell me if you can see this. I'm gonna do a screenshot, right? Do you guys see the box? Can you, yes, you can. You should be able to see this box. Can you guys see this box right here that's moving right now? Because if you guys can see that, this is gonna be perfect. I don't know if you guys can see it. The screenshot box. Text if you can. Let me know if you can see the screenshot box. Oh, okay, beautiful. Thank you guys. All right. This is what I've been trying to show you guys during the day, but I guess I have to do desktop mode for you guys to see it. So this is what I use on my phone and on my MacBook. It's an Apple feature where you can edit. So I'm gonna show you guys something. We're gonna use 154.31 as a possible buy area. So we're looking for a right shoulder to form over here. Would be around, this would be, I don't know if it's gonna be this week. I doubt it'll be this week. Possibly next week we'll come down here. We're gonna see some heavy resistance at 168.29. So target is 168.29. We'll short there to 160. We'll grab 160 puts a week out from there. And then we'll go long again, and we'll go for 2 weeks out, 170 calls. I don't know how foolproof this strategy would be, but it looks good. I like it. So we have here, rejection at 165. So we can actually use 165 to 168. So we take the 165 calls, or 162 50s. Let me add those two. Any pullback on Monday, I'm definitely gonna take starters. A couple of spreads too for that too. All right, I already have BURL on the list, so that's good. Okay, 165, 162.50, and 160s. So once it gets to 165.74, then we start slowly hedging and taking 160 puts a week out. Catch any down move. And then if it gets here, we'll start building a position long for 165, 1 week out from here, from this level. And then we'll also build a position for 162, no, actually 165s and 170s. The 170s, we're looking at about 2 weeks. I'm not saying it's going to play out this way, but it's very possible. And that would be awesome. I would like to see a V happen from this. I'm not saying this is exactly how it's going to happen, but very possible. Very possible. BURL's been taking the beating from 179 all the way down to 144. The yellow lines are double bars. These are my fib extensions I added as a trigger point. So let's say I've drawn my levels already, as we have here. The double bars are basically mid-range of the lower gray bar and the upper red bar. You would go long if above 154.31. You would go short if below 152.37. This would be a way to confirm direction. And that's why I created the double bars. I created the three ladies, which are more higher or upper, which is the blue, green, and purple. But this is basically, so our end goal here is 154.31 has to hold. If that does happen, then we can look at a long-term position of 180s. And I mean 180s at least October. So we'll go long and looking for a 20-point move by October, which we'll probably get. Let me look at the October one too. Let me add those to the list as well because they don't have October. So we're going to go September. No, actually, I don't want to do September. September's actually closer. They don't have anything in between September and December. So 180s are pretty expensive, but okay, so the September 180s, why not? We can do those. But I like this as a long term. I trust my process. I mean, you can even look at a, oh, wait. Inverse head and shoulders here too, if you want, but it'll be a sloppy one. My question would be, we will go higher. We come back here. Either we touch down. It can be extended. It can work either way. This is why it's always good to look at bigger time frames, because you get a bigger picture of direction. But this weekly hammer on BURL, I mean, it's going to be summertime. I mean, who's going to need coats in the summertime? But we played this name in the past, and we made some good money on it too. That's why it probably doesn't leave the list. And Kumar brought back our old baby, Yum. Yum was like Pep. We would play Yum every Friday with lottos. And Yum is already over 100. We've been waiting for that. Yum is in a great place right now. Weekly hammer off the 14 SMA. Very beautiful. Very constructive. Looking for possible all-time highs again in about 2 to 3 weeks. Possibly this week is very possible. Last week we had a weekly range of 3.5 points. So all-time high is 104.47. Almost like a double top there. I might play this one. I'm looking, it depends on how they open Monday. It will help me determine which one I'm actually going to play the heaviest, because I will not use all of my capital. I will at least have to leave 1K to 2K available just in case I need to add. But I do build my positions. I have to allow myself to respect that 10:32 a.m. So I'm sticking to my strict routine that works all the time, is go run in the morning, meditate, run, go to the gym. And whatever time I get back from the gym is the time I should start trading. And if I do trade at the gym, like I should be trading when I'm done, or if I took a position while I'm at the gym, it should always be a starter, never a full position. Full position is when I get back to my place, we go live from there, or if I'm walking back home, I get to analyze the market. So right now I'm actually going to mess around with the extensions, because I have not did an extension on Yum in a while, and I want them to be as accurate as possible. So I'm going to start here with this low, max up to this high, which is this point here, and bring it down here to this low. So my end goal here is to try to get my fibs to line up with these up here. So these are not looking good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust. I'm going to bring this here. Well, actually, I can't bring that one there. So let's try this one here. Bring it up to here. This point. We're getting closer. But now I'm going to extend it because I feel like it's going to move up. We're getting near here. Wait. There is a level that is going to allow us to line up, and that would be here somewhere. So this is the weekly. I have to change it to the daily then. So this is a support. So I'm going to change it to the daily, because it has to be something on this level down here that's acting as a previous breakout area. But I need to find out which level it is to determine that. And that would be where? Nothing. All right, so we'll keep it on daily for now, because weekly's not working out. Nice bull flag. 104s this week. Oh my God, those look beautiful. Let me add that to our 5K watch list. And they are freaking cheap. Okay, any pullbacks, and I see why they're cheap, and I see exactly nice. Wow, this is what I love. This is why I love freaking going over things. All right, so I'm gonna pull back from here, and we have an extension to here. Came back down here, 101. I have to. This has to be a level I'm missing, and I just gotta find it. I'm looking. I'm looking. But you gotta get to see how I play with my fibs so that they line up perfectly. Maybe this is the level here because that's exactly what this little mini hammer formed at. You guys like this setup? Because this setup looks amazing. Look at that freaking hammer here. Nice box on the daily. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Another box over here. Show you guys these boxes. You guys know how boxes are formed. Our box therapy. Okay, perfect. Nope, wrong thing. Okay, here we go. Nice box therapy here. We have another one right here. It's basically when the bottom is formed. It can be a short-term, long-term bottom. So box therapy is basically something I came up with. It's basically when you get a red candle, an engulfing candle. It can be from a high, it can be from a low. It forms usually within a bull flag. So as you can see here on the YUM, we have the first red candle here, followed by a hammer, which is basically finding support or bottoming. And then we have an engulfing candle to follow. See that? Makes sense? Usually we get this on a 30-minute chart. On a daily, that's actually even more bullish to me. I like it. No problem. That's why I like to use a lot of boxes. I use boxes for everything. YUM is gonna possibly hit a new all-time high this week. So the goal is to go for 105s next week to play safe. Has a 3-point range. So they're pretty cheap. The gambler in me would go deep in the 104s, but the strict me would go deep in the 102s. But if I can get those 103s under, my goal is to get into the 103 calls when the price is below 102. So the 30 SMA on the daily is 101.82. If YUM can get an open from there and bounce off of it, I'm long. I am definitely long. With a target of 104, and we also have a resistance at 103.46. I remember we used to trade YUM as an indicator to where direction the market would go in. But YUM has nothing to do with direction of market. It just, playing YUM was our basically go-to. So I just added a Fibonacci retracement inside of an extension. Now we have cleaner levels. We can see why we topped out Friday at 102.45. So if they open YUM above 102.45, 103 calls are on demand. 104 calls, I would probably take the next week out. If they are the same price, I would probably play this one very smart and go, yep, 104 calls are the price of 103 calls for this week. The 105s for the following, which is all-time. Our new all-time high is going to be 105.87 next week. But depending on how YUM opens Friday, any little pullback, if you see an exaggerated pullback on a stock, I can give you a couple of names that does this. ANTM. There's been days that ANTM, Regeneron, REGN. Who else? BURL does it. There's a lot of stocks that open down 3 points, and once the bell opens, once it hits 9:30, and by 9:31 or 9:32, they're even. And that's how a lot of people get lucky when they can fill some ridiculous prices. That's why I filled a couple of ridiculous prices, is because I will be, oh my God, I'll be quick. And this is why I'm quick as I am, is because I'll pay attention to the level, see how they open on the 30-minute or the daily or the 4-hour, because the 4-hour is also important. If the price opens at a 4-hour support, which is the 14 or 30 or Fibonacci extension or Fibonacci retracement level, I go long there. And that's what we did last week. And actually, that's how we benefited on, I forgot what play did we do. And I was telling you guys the 4-hour with this trade. I think it was MET or was something else. I have to double check though. But Yem is on high alert. So this is probably going to be one of the main plays for 5K. ANTM is going to be one of the main plays. BURL is going to be one of the main plays. BYND is definitely going to be one of the main plays. We are going to be playing BYND probably 2 times a week. We're going to play either Mondays. Actually, make it 3 times. We'll play Mondays, sell Tuesday, because Tuesday usually it pulls back. By Wednesday, sell Friday. And then replay it one more time Friday as a lotto. Now, another one that does amazing every summer, and you guys got to keep this one on your watch, is NVS. I love this stock. Even in a bad market, a down market, it's strong. People are sleeping on it. Nice candle combo forming on the weekly. Excuse all of my retracements. There we go. Much more cleaner. Let me adjust. And fix this. Should line up perfectly. See, for this one, I like the 90s. They should be a little bit more cheaper. But I feel like we're going to be trading inside of this engulfing weekly candle here from April. 94s will be coming in about 2 weeks. Very possible. But if this is a candle combo and it's basically holds, or we'll possibly see just a nice flag happening similar to this here. Let me just remove. This is why I love boxes. I'm going to do a box. So you have this little flag here, right? Duplicate. Similar, and it's a similar range. We can have it here. So where the breakout would be somewhere around June. I think that's when they expire too. NBS. Yep, June 21st. We're looking at 617. The price should be already at 90. They are pretty freaking cheap. Very cheap. I'm liking this one a lot too. I mean, always like it. Yes, it is a bear flag. It definitely is a bear flag. But when you open it up, what do you see? Now I changed the time frames for your eyes. This is the daily. What does it look like now to you? Because what you guys got to understand is NVS is known for gapping up and gapping down. We're in gap territory right now, guys. So let me duplicate this one. I'm going to change the color. I'm going to make it yellow. Yellow is for gaps. Purple is for boxes, just for box therapy. Yes. So we're looking to buy for the gap fill, which would be like 95. So if we play the 95s, we have to buy the 95s with time. So July, nah, maybe October. They're worth $1 right now. Last price is $1. The low on those are 20 cents. Jeez, whoever got that, amazing. See, I see a rising. I mean, you can actually call this a rising wedge as opposed to a bear flag, and it's very constructive with bear flags, bull flags, megaphones, however you want to call it. It's very constructive how it plays off of them. I'm looking for Possible, yeah. Maybe a gap fill to 84.35s. We go in the money. We take some heavy 85 calls, and we also scale out and get some 90s, because this is bottoming here. This is definitely bottoming. 90 calls are pretty cheap. If we can get them at even 10 cents to 15 cents, under 15 cents, I think we have ourselves a gold mine. But currently, we need this bounce off of the 14 SMA. We need that bounce. So it's going to come up to where the gap is right around 84.51. So we wait. We can buy around here. Let's say 84.46, our buy area. But right now it's trading at a previous, see right here. This is very interesting. So they might bounce it off at 84.82. So we have these two levels here, these two orange bars. You guys like? And I want you to always look at charts. If I look bullish, I want you to show me how you feel is bearish too. Because then we have to play both sides. We have to position ourselves so that we can basically capitalize on both ends. That's the end goal. I don't want to be one-sided. It's never good to be one-sided in this market. If you see opportunity on the short side, like for example, Z sees short side in everything. Not because he's just he likes to basically short the market, but he has reasonings and they work. Me, I can see long in every market. I can see short in any market. I usually see more long than short. For me to see short, I would have to change the perspective of the chart, which would be inverting it. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what we're thinking too. This is what chart is this? This is the daily. On the it's like a bear wedge on the weekly and on the daily too. No, it's actually a bear flag on the daily, rising one. But it can be a rising channel too. Rising channels only become bearish when they break down. The breakdown for NVS would be 82.69. The break up for NVS would be over 90. And that positive news that we had, that we've been waiting for, is actually a great long-term news. That was actually an early update than expected. That update was supposed to come out in October. Or was it August? Now, if we're thinking long-term and how this 5K runner works out, we're going to build a longer position. Maybe I'm looking at the hundreds Januaries. The 2020s are not bad either. The 21s are not bad as well. The 110s are great for 2021. But when we get over 94.36, we're gonna see we're gonna hit a nice wall here. Pull back a little bit, and then we're gonna extend even higher. But I like how we trade. We're currently trading above the 14 and 30 SMA. Because if you look over here, once we broke that 14 30 SMA, we created a nice rising wedge, slight pullback, which is happening now. Up, down, bull flag, then break up and moved higher, came back down. See, so look here. This is over the 14 and 30 SMA, extended here. This was the time frame before it actually pulled back into the 14 to 30 SMA. So if this is how it works, let's just say this was it. Max range would be 91.30. So that'll give us like about 10 bags. If we can get that lucky to where price actually comes down below 84.92, we'll take the 90 calls for June, which is a month time. We can easily, even at 5 cents, we're making 10 bags. At 10 cents, we're making 10 bags. At 15 cents, we're making at least 500%. But everything is all about timing. The MVS, you guys see why I like it. Prove all that options activity. Nice. Oh my God, this is beautiful. What do you guys see? Because I see it off the back. This is what I'm gonna do. Y'all don't have to type. What do you guys see? You guys can speak if you have your mic for proof.
Inverse head and shoulders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice one. And look where we the closing candle for Friday. Look where it's at here. And also we have a cup in handle. So this is the gap. So we have this move down here. We're looking for a bounce at 92. 95. Got it. Yep, we're looking for a hammer for proof. So what we're going to do is we're going to start building a position in the 95 calls here. So my end goal is gap down Friday, because Prue is infamous for doing stuff like that. It can open up down 2 points, 1 point. That would actually be nice. Give us a level to draw out from that. We're going to use 92.03 or 92. A nice gap down, and then we take a long position in the 95 calls.
All of that action last week, it was on like 105s, right?
Yeah. And that was that's when it was trading what? Over 100. There was a lot of option activity for this one. MET didn't get any either. I'm wondering why so much option activity. I don't know the next time they report.
When MET does finally go, it's gonna go.
Huh?
When MET does finally decide to go, it's really gonna go.
Oh, this is gonna explode. But MET moves before Prue does. Remember that. Prue was our backup. Like it was like our backup. See, Prue doesn't have weeklies. It has monthlies. So if we play the MET on the short term side, we play Prue on the long term side. Prue had the most option activity as opposed to MET. But if that deal goes through with MET, where the asset sell, that could be a big hit. That can be a very big hit. I'm looking at a 4-point move on that, just that alone, in that week. And I always tell you guys, MET always has that daily range of 70 cents to $1.50. If it's bound for all day at 30 cents in the 30-cent range, it's gonna move one way or the other, that extra 40 cents. So I like this one a lot. See that resistance at 106.28? I think that around that time they had bad news or something like that. I don't know, whatever. It closed it to gap down, closed up, and it just kept tanking down. We're trading currently below the 14 and 30 SMA on the daily. Weekly. See, for this type of chart, we have to look at a monthly. We have to look at monthly, weekly, and daily. Short term, we're just using levels because this one you can only trade monthly options. And to me, it's still in a bull flag. This is a weekly candle. Basically closed that low of the day. But like I said, we can have the weekly candles and look what happened the following week over here. This one closed near the low of the day of that candle, which was 89.33. Following week, I don't know where it opened. Actually opened at 91. Opened inside. Came all the way down to that low and closed up. Nice 7-point range. 95s are, but the thing is that 95s are expensive. Oh, no, they're actually cheap. Yeah, somebody loaded some more. If we can get these under $1, we can get at least 200 to 300% on these long term.
What's your thoughts on like buying the opposite side of pretty much every trade we take, since like everything's so heavily influenced by these tweets and all this trade news and tariff news and stuff?
Always be hedged, no matter what. Like no matter what, like always hedge 2 to 1. So if you're thinking more long, usually it'll be, let's say more. You'll buy 2 contracts long side. You buy 1 contract short side. If you're heavily, if your mentality is more to go short or you see more downside, you buy 2 puts. You buy 1 call. Always hedge yourself. In these cases, you have to. Or you just wait it out, let the news blow over, see who it affects more, and wait. Some people are actually just wait and play the news. Some people just trade certain single days. Me, I guess, I'm always seeing opportunity somewhere. I'm always looking. I'm always missing something. Those tweets can kill anything we're in. I mean, no matter how you put it, everything we traded would have worked out great if there wasn't a tweet. But in that case, it didn't. So what we have to do is be more hedged, be more smart, buy more in the money as opposed to out the money. Lottos, we keep the heavy lotto days as Fridays, which is like we'll buy like 1 contract of this, 1 contract of that, keep it small. When we're playing, I noticed that we do well when we play 1, 2, 3 plays, core plays, where we focus solely on one of the 3 more than the other 2. You know, like my thing is Mondays, we do very well on Mondays. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we do well on Mondays. We get into a position, it can go up 1, 2, 300% within the first hour or 2. And I think that is a sign that we get the freak out of it and just wait. If it keeps going, who cares? Because usually when we catch those hourly plays where we open it up at 9:40 or whatever, and we get in and we go long, like they just go against us like an hour later after that. Can't get too excited. I've seen things and watched a lot of plays open up nice and green, but I'm never home to draw my lines for my extensions. And when I get home and I draw an extension on it, I'm pissed because it hits the resistance at that extension, and it retraces off of it, and it just keeps going down. A good example freaking was, oh my God, what did we play? Was it? No, it wasn't Mo. Was it Mo? I don't know if it was Mo. And that's why I actually went short for Mo, because I actually was able to draw my extensions that day from the prior day. Usually what I do is I'll look at a 30-minute or 4-hour. No, I don't use a 4-hour. I use a 30-minute intraday when market closes, and I draw my extensions prior to that to see how it would work for the next day. Like this right here for Pru, I like it here. This is a 30-minute chart. Target 95. Right now, it's going to be in the range of 96.86 to 92.03. So we have to look for stocks. Like a perfect example, BYND is not affected by this tariff right now. BYND is it just IPO'd, and it doesn't care about the market. Yum doesn't care about the market unless it's just food. It's just food stocks. Let me just double check. But TSN was getting hit too. TSN has a stake in BYND. TSN is honestly pretty bullish. It's a huge falling wedge. We used to play this one too. We used to play this one a lot when the market was tanking. This was our safe haven. And then my thing is food stocks the go-to? Like any food stocks are the go-to when the market's pulling back? I mean, that's the things you have to look at. You have to ask yourself. You have to see how they trade. That's why it's good to have different watch lists. I have watch lists for our main plays. Have a watch list for bios. Have a watch list for food stocks like HRL, BYND, TSN. What is it? There's the other one. Starts with a C. Not what it is, but always good to have that. Oh, CMG is just disgusting. That thing is nasty. That thing is a beast, hands down. we got a nice falling wedge here developing, right? Let me remove the extensions that I have. This is a 30-minute. Let's make it into a weekly. There's things you have to look at. There's more downside here, actually. Definitely more downside. Target is the 14 SMA, and then we'll take a long position for the 75 calls. 3 weeks out. Target 80 to 82. But this one, Jesus Christ. That's how many green weeks is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 green weeks. Sheesh. Definitely has to pull back. It might even pull back to the 30 SMA too, because it hasn't touched the 30 SMA in a while. It's going to be the first time it touches the 14 SMA. So usually when anything pulls back to the 14 SMA, it'll bounce off of that for about either 1 to 2 weeks, then come back down and touch the 30 SMA, and then right there bottom out, which would possibly form a nice handle. Remove. Actually, we need to join this. I'm gonna stop recording at 2:30. That's an hour recordings because the upload's gonna take whatever, but we're still gonna be live. So I can upload the video, so it'll be ready by at least 4 o'clock. So this is a weekly, and we have to look at the monthlies too, because the monthly closing was last Friday. Ooh, nah, this is definitely a short. This is definitely a short. Double topped. This is definitely a short. I mean, 70 puts for July. Let me see how much. Because I know a lot of you like DM me and like, Ninja, you have anything that to short? Because I know you guys love to short. This looks like a good short. Definitely exhausted. So I'm looking at July 5th. The 70 puts are not bad. Possibly take one. Somebody bought one at 75. This one, the open interest is one con, so that's fine with me. The less is more. There's going to be demand at the 30 SMA, which is 66.42 or 67.20. So in about 2 weeks, we're looking at around 69.53. Not 2 weeks, I'm sorry. But in about a month, 69.53 target. So it goes into money by that time with the premium and everything. We'll get not too much out of it. Is that a $5 5-point drawdown? Probably 100%, 100% on this trade. It's best to play weeklies because you get more out of it. It will just be short every week. This is a daily. And then this happens. Now I'm in the daily. Now it looks like a long.
Right.
So what is it? We long it to 77 and then we short it down. Also a falling wedge on the daily. Bottomed off here. Take the 77.98 or 78. They've been expensive. I don't know why. Did it have earnings coming up or something? Unless they did have earnings already. They've never been this expensive. But I like this one too. This one's gonna, I have to add it to the list. Let me put TSN up here. So we got BURL. We know PRU. We went over MVS. No, CTSH. CTSH. Definitely go over CTSH. I like this. We have that gap fill. That gap fill needs to happen. But we have that crazy resistance happening here at 62.54. My thing is they're going to pull us back to the 14 SMA before resuming to 62.54. And then we're going to get that 64.32, that 64 target. That's what I'm looking for, that magnet here. I'm going to look gap close. Possible short this week for this. 61 puts on open. If it gaps up, short it. Wherever it gaps up at, take at least, I don't know, 50 cents. Yeah, it has 50 cents. No, wait, no, TSN doesn't. That's TSN. TSH has, yeah, so you can trade increments at 50 cents in strike. So you got 62s and then 62.50s. So if it, let's say it gaps up slightly to over 62.30, immediately going into 62 puts and possibly small 61.50 puts. Short that down to 61, where the 14 SMA should come down to about 61, whatever the mid range is of 62.54 and 60.34. I'll draw that range right now. So 61, possibly 61.42. So 61.96 has resistance there. 62.54 has resistance. Comes down to about 61.27. And bounces possibly around 60.74. We can possibly get at least 50 to 150% on this short if that works out too. So let me add puts to the list. 61.50s. It could be another Mo type of play. Mo actually been taking hits too. But I still like Mo. I don't know why I like it so much. It respects the extensions to the T. Up, down. We can get a green bar here for Monday and move back up to 50s. And I like the range. Mo likes to trade in 50 cents to a $2 ranges daily. So that's nice too. Like this bull flag or cup and handle, however you want to see fit. Also a rising channel. We're adding Mo to the list as well.